visit us on the web at www.coolwavepictures.com/radio.
Wavelength Radio presents He's Dave. No, he's Dave. They're both Daves. It's time for the Dave Show from Wavelength Radio.
Hello, welcome to my show. I know what you're thinking. You're excited. Settle down. I'm as excited as you are. This is the debut show of The Dave Show, brought to you by Wavelength Radio and Cool Wave Pictures. I am your host, Dave, of course. Who else would I be? It only makes sense. It's great to be back, although it feels as if I were never really here to begin with, or something like that. You can join me live on the web at www.coolwavepictures.com. Click on the radio link. And obviously, if you are listening now, you've already figured that part out. There's also a schedule tab that lets you know when your favorite programs will be repeating throughout the week in case you've missed any of them. Our toll-free telephone number is 877-835-1937. Give us a call for any reason at all if you just want to ask some questions or shoot the shit. Or you can email us. The address is radio@coolwavepictures.com. Welcome to the program. Thanks for tuning in. I just want to start off by welcoming some of our faraway listeners as far as east that I know of in Wetumpka, Alabama. Should be Shirley, Tom, possibly Mary. Up north in Canada, British Columbia, there's Steve and Dujin. Out west, the west side of Arizona, is Carrie and Peoria. And a little bit, I guess, south would be Mr. Hart and Tempe. And we're going to have Chris and Cody from Life and Times of Chris and Cody on the show a little bit later. Stopping in maybe about half past the hour. I'm going to go right to, let's see here. I just have a stupid criminal story that we can't get enough of. This guy broke into an Oklahoma drugstore through the roof. And then he proceeds to put on a showcase of physical comedy. After he set off the alarm with his entrance, the criminal mastermind decided the best course of action was to escape the way he came in. While that's stupid on its own, it got that much more ridiculous when his attempts at climbing through the ceiling were thwarted by his own clumsiness, because as he proceeded to try to escape, he fell off the ladder 7 times, all of which were caught on security camera. And what boggles me is this: if breaking through the roof already set off the alarm, why not just use the doors to leave? The damage has been done. Exiting through the roof doesn't turn it off. Going backwards does not reverse time. Use the doors. If they're locked from the inside, just remind yourself that, hey, you're also on the inside. In other news, let's see. I have a, this one comes from, let's see here, I apologize. From Easton, Pennsylvania comes a story of 4 stupid criminals who were pulled off the time-honored prank of putting soap into a fountain, only to be foiled by modern technology. You know, that happened once in Tempe at ASU when I was younger. I remember seeing foam just coming out of the fountain there by the old Grady Gamage in front. Anyway, the fountain in the city square quickly overflowed with soap bubbles, and not content just to enjoy their prank themselves, they felt that they needed to post the whole thing on YouTube for everyone to see, including the cops. Unfortunately, you could also see their faces. They've been charged with criminal mischief. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put it on YouTube. I've put worse on YouTube. Here's another one. This is a stupid criminal from Penryn, California, where our criminal was living his lifelong dream. Unfortunately, that's what got him arrested. This is about a bum. The Valencia Club went out of business in June, and a couple of weeks later, stupid criminal Travis Carl, he was a homeless guy. He broke in to the shuttered bar and started cleaning the place up. He bought a 6-pack of beer and an open sign at a convenience store and started selling beer to customers who strolled in. Business was good, and he used the money from his proceeds to buy more alcohol, continuing to build up business until he had 30 or so customers a day and a dozen or so bottles of hard liquor and several cases of beer. And this is a true story. Things started to go downhill when the local paper did a story on the reopening of the bar, complete with a picture and a quote of our stupid criminal saying, "It was a dream come true to run the bar." A police officer recognized our stupid criminal and went to the club to investigate. He has been charged with burglary and selling alcohol without a license. Another stupid criminal story comes from Daytona Beach, Florida, where criminal Raymond Smith jumped onto the hood of a woman's car as she was leaving the Walmart parking lot. Our stupid criminal demanded cash and used his gun to smash the car's windshield. Unfortunately, he knocked a hole in the glass. The gun fell from his hand directly onto the woman's lap. Thinking quickly, she picked it up and pointed it at him. He then thought better of things and fled. And in the process, the stupid criminal also dropped his cell phone, which included photos that allowed the cops to ID and track him down. He was then under arrest. From Cinnaminson, New Jersey, comes the story of a stupid criminal, Richard Hardy, who was arrested for shoplifting. He was locked up after having 2 outstanding warrants before paying his $400 bail in cash. After he left the facility, police discovered the money he used to pay his bail was counterfeit.
Sorry, pardon.
As our stupid criminal was enjoying his freedom, he started thinking that he had been overcharged. So he wasn't quite sure his bail should have been $200 instead of the $400 he was charged. So he did what any stupid criminal would do, and he returned to the police station and asked for his $200 back. The $200 he had paid in bogus bills, which was a bad idea, and he's been charged with counterfeiting.
Caller?
Do we have a caller?
Yep.
Yes?
Who's on the line?
Lynn,
Hey, Lynn. How are you?
I'm fine. I've got a couple of stupid criminal stories for you, too, that you might like.
All right, let's hear one.
Hey, let me turn my volume down here. There's this guy, I think it was in the Midwest. I can't remember exactly where, but he decided to rob one of those convenience markets out in a rural area, and the clerk evidently pushed the hidden button, and the cops were on the way, and when the criminal heard the siren, he took off and was running back in the woods. And he ran and ran, and he kept hearing the cops, staying right behind him. And finally, he just ran out of wind and just sat there. And when the cops caught up with him, he said, "Well, how did you keep on my tail? How did you find me?" And they said that had something to do with those little lights on the back of your tennis shoes that kept blinking when you ran.
And where was this at?
This is in the Midwest somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. But then there was another one about a guy who walked into a bank and decided at the last minute to rob it, so he pulls a piece of paper out of his pocket and writes the note for the clerk to put money in the sack. So he takes off, and pretty soon the police show up at his house to arrest him because he happened to write the message to the clerk on the back of a check stub of his. So they had his name, address, and...
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I like the stupid criminal stories, so keep them coming.
Well, thanks. You have anything else to say? Anybody you want to say hi to or anything?
Yeah. Your brother Joe Daya is probably listening too, and so I want to say hello to him.
Yes, I don't know if he's listening or if he's at work and he'll catch it on the replay. But
yeah, I actually know he's listening. I'm pretty sure he's listening. So
oh, okay.
Say hi to Joe Daya.
I will. Hi, Joe Daya.
Have a good show.
All right, thanks for calling.
All right, bye.
Goodbye. Well, we are going to take a break. We'll be back after a few songs on The Dave Show, brought to you by Wavelength Radio and Cool Wave Pictures here in Tempe, Arizona. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures.